a video in the tank, in the chamber.
Be reading on Edgar Allan Poe. Okay, he's gonna be reading the Bible.
Yeah, no Edgar Allan Poe for me. No, thank you. Okay, guess what? I'm not even letting this child learn how to read. Okay, he's not even gonna know how to read or write.
That's just how it is, and I'm just telling you, if you don't teach your kid these things.
Yo, he drilled his balls to a plank of wood with a power drill. That's how he was known at first in the MMA scene. Respect. Wait, how was he still able to have a child?
He's gonna be fed right to the.
This is a trad male who sits in the driver's seat of his baby mama's car waiting for her to get out of work, and then he slides over to the passenger side when she's walking out. Alpha.
Devil. Okay.
Well, to be fair, he's not allowed to drive. So what is he supposed to do? Okay. The goddamn communist nanny state took his driver's license away after he ran over those children. Okay. It's fucked up. Thank God his daddy knew the DA. Okay. So they were able to drop the charges, but they still took his license away. He didn't have to go to jail. But, you know, it's kind of like a jail when you're not allowed to drive. Okay.
So we're not going to let that happen here. And actually, when I was at the hospital, they said since I didn't want to do a PKU, which is where they draw blood from the kid, they poke them with the needle and draw their blood and then test their blood. I didn't want to do that. And I told them, I'm not doing a PKU. None of that's going to happen. You're not sticking this kid with a needle. Then they told me that the DHS was going to come and investigate me, had rights to take the kid, all of this. They threatened me with violence from the government, basically. Now, they said, what do you think about that? And I said, well, that's all right. I'll be dead. They said, what? I said, you heard me. I said, I'll be dead. It will be a cold day in hell when somebody comes try to take this baby from me. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care if it's DHS, FBI, CIA. I will be dead before anybody lays a finger on this child without my consent. And so that's the kind of passion it's going to take from parents. And if you're not ready to do that, to go to that extent to protect your child, you shouldn't have a child, because I will die for this child. And I'm going to ensure he has the best life that he can.
Like, why is he making this video? Just live your life, dog. I don't understand. Like, what causes someone to be like, I am calling on the authorities. I'm trying to have a standoff. I'm trying to have a standoff with federal agents at my house when they are forced to take action against me. Like, he could have just had all of these opinions and just kept it to himself, and people would just suspect that he's probably doing child abuse, but he didn't have to literally be like, I'm doing child abuse. You understand me? I'm doing child abuse. It's my baby. I can do it if I want to. You can't do nothing about it. It's my child, which is kind of like my property, okay?
And that's all I have to say.
Yeah, I'd rather die. To be fair, though, it's crazy. It says, I'll die and leave this baby fatherless instead of being a good father. I'm going to be honest with you. In that situation, it might be a dramatic improvement on the baby's life. just saying, okay? The way he has detailed what kind of future awaits this child, it seems terrifying, okay, for the child. Bryce Mitchell on a losing streak, but he can wrestle, though. What is this? I need y'all to see this video from a pro-Palestine protest in Arizona. I'm in tears laughing so hard.
Stop the slaughter. Free, free Palestine.
You're just a white man.
Free, free Palestine. From the river to the sea.
Leave me alone. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt
Palestine will be free.
me. Leave me alone. No, don't hurt me.
From the river to the sea.
Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
Wait, what's happening? Is he actually like, is he trying to fake that he's like scared because someone said from the river to the sea? Is that what's happening? Why does he cower like a GTA NPC? It's awesome.
Hurt me.
This is so fucking hilarious,
Don't
dude.
hurt me. Don't hit me. Please don't hit me. Please
Please don't hurt me.
Please don't walk away.
Please.
You are
No.
free to walk away.
We have an actor here.
Please to walk away.
Oh, God, no.
Get up and walk away right now.
Don't help me.
It's your permission.
Occupation is a crime. Israel out of Palestine. Free in Palestine. Help us.
I can't believe how violent those protesters are being towards this man. How much longer will we allow these fucking violent protesters be terrifying white people? Oh, man. He was trying to bait him into violence. This guy might not actually be there mentally. I don't know. A man was afraid for his life at the protest. These are terrorists. I know. Did you guys see that? I can't believe I showed you guys an act of terrorism. Oh, here's a little thirst trap I posted on my Instagram story that Fiona kind of ruined, but here it is, ladies and gentlemen. If you wanna see the gains a little bit, here's and how fucked up my back is for obvious reasons. There it is. There it is. When are you buying one of those Trump diapers? You already fucked up on the shoes. We need new merch. True. Do you use pre-workout? I do not. I only drink espresso. Oh, here.
Yes, I need you to dirty fucking Muslims. They're being anti-Semitic. A young girl. They're anti-Semitic.
You are below it. You're poor excuse for a human being. How dare you?
I don't know.
How dare you? You're the one putting hands on women. Disgusting.
You don't know what.
Dude, Ed Sheeran's fall off must be studied, bro. Ever since he said he's gonna stop doing music, he's just been crazy with it. He's just been going nutty mode with it. Is that Jamie Oliver, the cook? No, it's Ed Sheeran.
I'm fully trained as an MMA fighter. You don't want to touch me. I'm an
You don't want
IDF.
to touch me.
I'm an IDF soldier.
I don't give two flying fucks.
I'm an IDF soldier. Well, you don't know the type of fucking CQC Krav Maga I'll use on you like you're a baby. In my mind, you're nothing but a Palestinian baby. If I close my eyes and imagine you as a Palestinian baby, then I'll defeat you. I'm an IDF soldier.
That's what you want to
Ask
play.
him to get him away.
I'm an IDF. I'm an IDF soldier.
For real.
I'm an IDF soldier. I'm trained. I'm trained to fight women and children. All right? And if you're like a child, but also a female child, then it's even better. What happened? What happened to the IDF soldier, though? I thought he was like a trained killer. The moment that like a man comes up, his attitude changes. It's crazy.
I don't know.
How dare you? You're the one putting hands on women. Disgusting.
You don't know what you
I'm fully trained as an MMA fighter. You don't want to touch me.
I'm an
You don't want
IDF.
to touch me.
I'm an IDF soldier.
I don't give two flying fucks.
Yeah, he's like, do you know you're my mortal enemy, a woman or a child? I'll fucking kill you. I'm an IDF soldier. It's a perfect counter. It doesn't show, but he ripped off a lady's hijab. Oh, I mean, yeah. This is many such cases, you know. People just like legitimately think that Zionists think that like they can do Israel stuff outside of Israel, and you just kind of can't do that. Unless you're a cop, in which case, you know, if you're trained by the IDF especially, there's like double points for you. But like, you can't really do that as a civilian in other places.
Shut up.
For real. I get so.
Over there. Go away.
Attitude changes when a man comes up because they're only trained to brutalize men using drone snipers and artillery. They're not trained in close quarters combat with men. Yeah. I'm an IDF soldier. I mean, remember, the thing starts off with like dirty fucking Muslims, he says. This man hurled Islamophobic abuse at a group of young Muslim women after he pulled the hijab off one of them. This incident reportedly took place at Whitechapel Station. I'm a fucking IDF soldier. Nice, man. Nice. It's just like how do you feel comfortable behaving like this in public? It just doesn't make any sense. It really, I mean, I guess it's like, it basically shows, oh, he was arrested and he called the police anti-Semites.
Why haven't you arrested them? To have this discussion. Is anybody else in cuffs? Is anybody else in cuffs?
We're looking to have this discussion.
We'll
speak to you about this in the police interview. Okay?
Why haven't you
That's awesome. It's just like, you don't get it. I was terrified. I saw Muslims in a hijab, yeah? I was fucking terrified. What? What do you mean? I thought you were cops, right? You're supposed to protect me while I'm doing fucking Islamophobic hate crimes, yeah? In it? The wilder thing is that Whitechapel's predominantly black and brown people, so you got to be really drunk to even think about this, which it seems like he was. Yeah, this is the guy that says Londonistan, unironically. London, it's got halal kebab shops everywhere now. It's Londonistan. I fucking hate it. I'm an IDF soldier. I'm trying to do fucking hate crimes in it. People are eating the fucking kebabs and they're learning to fucking sympathize with these Muslims, right? These fucking muzzies, mate. Fucking blimey, fucking hell. We got donor in every fucking corner. Stop it. So fascinating seeing this level of racism and anti-Semitic card being pulled right away in the wild. I mean, dude, it's just, you can't really, here's the thing, okay? You can't really, you can't really fault the dude for thinking, of course, that he can get away with doing this shit when like every fucking form of institutional power is kind of allowing this shit to happen. You know what I mean? Like, why? Of course he thinks he could do this. Because, like, why wouldn't he?
To our country.
Yeah, go home.
And they're trying to bring Sharon law.
Listen, you.
And even the bread. Go grab me a King's meal. The King's meal says it's allowed.
Go back to Islam.
Yeah, that's the King's bread.
Go
The King's
back
eating allowed
to
bread.
Islam.
It's out of order, I tell
Yeah?
you. A bad
Yeah.
guy out of order.
Here, this is England, yeah? I don't want none of your Islam.
I
Take
don't.
it with you.
Take it back to Ramadan.
Yeah,
Go
go back to Ramadan. Yeah? What you, oh yeah, it's Ramadan. I love Ramadan. Well, go and live in Ramadan then, yeah? How about I build a mosque in Mecca? How about that? Yeah? How about that? Get
Build a mosque in Mecca. Nothing touches Islamic ray guns, though. It is wild that, like, things that were universally frowned upon, like the EDL guy talking about Islamic ray guns, You remember that's like a classic. As a classic. This is like a open your eyes for your children's sake, English Defense League. Like these guys basically kind of got packed up only to come back in like a more nefarious way where the average person says this kind of shit, which is crazy. You know what I mean? Like how the fuck do we go from like a relatively like EDL's the English Defense League, they're just Nazis, right? And obviously led by Tommy Robinson for quite a while, right? These were actually fucking chinless Nazis, right? And they were fucking trying to defend England, right? So what ended up happening, right, was these guys got fucking packed up, yeah? Turns out, though, they never went anywhere. They just kind of fucking, they broadened their horizons, mate. They did. Many people think like this now. Many people think like this now. Many such fucking cases. It's just, it's weird to see, like, you know, something that is, you know, roundly condemned, universally condemned, that was hyper specific Islamophobic Nazi attitude being reiterated by people who you would otherwise consider to be like liberals and stuff. You know what I mean? Like that guy. Something to consider, something to think about. A through line and a direct analogy, or a direct parallel rather, can also be seen in the Germany story that I didn't cover yesterday. As you guys know, just like the EDL, the German version of the EDL is the AfD, right? The AfD is a party that has become more active and become more popular, specifically in East Germany, unfortunately, as well. And a lot of these, a lot of this movement, which originally was, you know, looked at with or shunned by liberals, center right liberals, and center left liberals, now, you know, regular old rich liberal Germans are repeating and channeling the exact same sentiment. I'm of course referencing the Silt Party. Don't you think England's under attack, though? Yes, you're right. It's under attack by the top of the hour ad break. You're right. All the British are forced to see a 3-minute ad break at the top of the fucking hour. You did it. You did it. You fucking tried and you lost it, mate. You tried and you fucking failed. I hope you appreciate it. Nice try, Chepsa. But you fucking failed, mate. It's pronounced Sult. Right. We'll get to it in a second. Right, at the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. And if you no longer want to see those fucking ads, all you need to do is subscribe, yeah? Bloody hell. Subscribe for $5, £5, or for free with a Twitch Prime. You want to say, you can't save Europe, but you can save the top of the hour for yourself. Is the 3-minute ad break now. Anyway, so here it is. A viral video in Germany shows people singing racist lyrics and performing Nazi salutes at a club in the northern island of Sylt. Chancellor Olaf Scholz has been called to comment while police investigate. Now, this is very illegal to do in Germany, for the record. I mean, this guy's literally doing the Hitler. Like, that is the... This is the literal Hitler. Like, he's Sig Heiling while pointing to his fucking mustache. Like, that is the Hitler. This dance move is called doing the Hitler. These guests are at an exclusive club on the German island of Sylt. Each person is reported to have paid 150 euro for a ticket. When right-wing slogans or even the criminal acts such as the Hitler salute becomes a pop culture, there's a lot wrong in the country, says Johannes Wagner, the German MP for the Greens. With a Hitler mustache and champagne, and I thought it was such a phenomenon of the right-wing fringe. Apparently it's back in the fashion in the upper classes. It's disgusting. The club has distanced itself from the incident and is taking legal action. Local police have confirmed that an investigation has been launched, and the video has caused alarm throughout the governing coalition, with even the Chancellor expressing his concern here.
Solche Parolen sind eklig. Sie sind nicht akzeptabel.
Maybe some background. Sylt is basically like the Monaco of Germany, a place where all the rich people go for vacation and party. Yeah. Now, a lot of these people, like the reason why this is big news in Germany is because this has been bubbling up for quite some time. And yes, like working class Germans with reactionary perspectives that are like AfD voters now, they've been saying shit like this. And everyone in Germany has kind of like looked down at that sentiment. But now that you got the rich people in Germany saying it, the rich liberals who are not AfD voters usually, making light of the situation and making these sorts of jokes, now it's a big problem. Now they're starting to recognize that, like, hold on, maybe this anti-immigrant sentiment, anti-refugee Islamophobic sentiment is actually is actually kind of running through parts of German society that previously would look down at such behavior.
Und darüber darf es kein Vertun geben. Und deshalb ist es auch richtig, dass all unsere Aktivitäten darauf gerichtet sind, genau zu verhindern, dass das eine Sache ist, die sich verbreitet.
Lemo Shoes has gained notoriety in the German far-right scene. Gary, no, thank you for the 10 tier 1 gifted subs. One of the people who was there at the student was a student at my friend's university. They kicked her out, Lamau. Yeah. Germany thinks they fight anti-Semitism while growing both their Islamophobia and anti-Semitism. Our discourse shift here is the same as U.S. Extreme, nonsensical, and populistic. Yep. One of the dudes in the suit video is a member of the CDU, CSU. Aw. Shocking. Shocking seeing the center-right party become openly pro-Nazi. I would have never guessed that liberals have this sort of tendency. That certainly has never happened in Germany before. Please look at my message. The Chancellor, the Social Democrats, SPD, literally posted afterwards a Nazi slogan, Germany for Germans, but with a twist for those who defend our democracy and who stand for peace and cohesion. I remember a few years back, you told the European chatters to keep an eye out on how their countries will slowly become like the USA in regards to their shift right in politics. Yes. Except those European chatters are probably no longer with us because they also shifted right, especially after the incredibly militant attitude that people had once Russia unjustifiably invaded Ukraine. I suspect that many of those centrist, center-right, or maybe liberal German chatters or maybe liberal European chatters became so invested in the NATO conversation that they could not recognize that their perspective was slowly but surely shifting. This, of course, is not new. Sweden has been doing this for quite a while. Many other European nations have been shifting rightward for quite a while. And unfortunately, plenty of those European EU chatters probably left, and now unironically talk about how like my kind of politics is genuinely way scarier than like the Nazi sentiment expressed by whatever version of like far right radicalism that occurs on in their own countries.
Spy chief has told the BBC that the far-right Alternative for Deutschland party poses a risk to the roots of democracy. The AfD regularly rejects accusations of extremism, but the BBC has found clear links between significant party figures and extremists or even former neo-Nazi networks by investigating just one event held in the East German city of Cottbus. Our Berlin correspondent Jessica Parker has this report.
In Germany's east, the far-right Alternative for Deutschland is popular, even aiming for power. And Jean-Pascal Homme is a regional parliamentary candidate.
The AfD is proactive on social media, but also on the ground, and it feeds this idea they want to promote, that they are of the people and taking on the establishment.
But, as the BBC has found, Jean-Pascal Homme's held links with several groups now classed by domestic intelligence as extremist, networks accused of anti-migrant, anti-Muslim ideology.
All these organizations focus on one subject, the theme of our times. It is the population replacement going on in Germany and in Europe. To voice that and to fight that politically is not extremist.
You don't think the Great Replacement theory is extremist? I mean, it's a far-right conspiracy theory.
No, the Great Replacement is happening. I can see that in my own city. I do not say it is organized from up high. I say it's happening.
It was at this office back in March that Jean-Pascal Homme helped organise an event. The speaker was an MP called Matthias Helfferich, who once described himself as the friendly face of National Socialism, also known as Nazism.
Matthias Helfferich insists the years-old leaked messages were satire. His talk here in Cottbus was on remigration, a code word, say many, for mass deportations.
Remigration ist die politische Vision einer vertrauten Heimat.
In this video, he talks about remigrating millions to preserve the land of the Germans.
Und aktivistischem Vorfeld.
In the audience in Cottbus that night was Benedikt Kaiser, another influential figure. He works for an AfD MP. But over a decade ago, Mr. Kaiser was pictured at neo-Nazi demos. We've approached him for comment.
Became more and more right-wing extremism.
This spy chief claims that extremism within the AfD poses a risk to democracy.
When I'm speaking about a German oak, a big, strong, old tree, it can take a blizzard, it can take a storm. But once you have an enemy that goes for the roots, and that's exactly what's happening right now, going for the roots of our democracy, it's very dangerous because it goes to the vital parts of our democracy.
What is it about the 20s and 30s and centuries that fascism just loves to go full mask off? I mean, it's a cycle, right? It takes 100 years for this level of resentment to build up once again.
The AfD says it's being smeared by a biased establishment, and as the country builds towards regional and EU elections, this isn't a fringe movement, but one trying to go mainstream. Jessica Parker, BBC News in Brandenburg.
Let's speak to Assistant Professor of Political Science at Boise State University.
Where are Roaring 20s? Bro, what do you think the Roaring 20s meant for the average working class person? Fuck. It's look around, dude. the Roaring Twenties, in the way that it's like mentioned in The Great Gatsby and the like, was roaring for the fucking elites. As it is currently, just wasn't exactly great for the average person.
University, Julia Van Dusky. Julia, welcome to you. You've written about the rise of the AFD in Germany, haven't you? How?
Yeah, mega yacht sales are looking better than ever. You know what I mean? Shit's popping. Entire industries specifically dedicated to serving the wealthiest individuals in society. Meanwhile, the average person can't fucking purchase a house. Has no meaningful way of creating permanent shelter for themselves.
Far-reaching are its links with the far right, would you say?
So the German government has been investigating the AfD for quite a while because it is known that many of its members do have links to the far right. So it is far-reaching.
Now the far right...
Yeah, we're literally doing space tourism and shit. Like, think about that. Likely through populism on TikTok, etc., young people are faster prone to become far-right. AFD's in second place for young people. No, I don't think it's populism from TikTok. I think it's economic instability and volatility. I am never going to look at like one singular social media platform. No, these are far larger issues. There are far larger systematic problems that are creating the exact same results. It's austerity. It's austerity. It's the horrifying material conditions, a lack of future prospects for the younger generation that's breaking their minds. And because of neoliberalism's power, specifically gutting and eviscerating any kind of leftist opposition, there isn't even like a genuine communist counter, nor even a trade unionist one, nor even a socialist one, as it existed in at least the earlier stages in the aftermath of the Industrial Revolution, where there was one. Volodymyr Zelensky said, "Why is the upper class supporting this then?" Well, it's one should ask that same question about what the upper class was doing supporting it in the 20s. Both in the United States of America and in Germany, capital owners absolutely funded and facilitated fascism. Fascist plots were occurring both in America and also in Germany as well, as you know. And the reason for that was because fascism is seen as a way to instill order. It's a way to reinforce the exact same. It's a way to reinforce the hierarchies by very violent means in general. Capitalism decays inevitably due to the weight of its own contradictions. And then when in that decay, there's a lot of volatility, a lot of instability. Then there's also even the pesky alternatives to said instability, people that want to evolve from capitalism to something that is a little bit more just. And capital owners obviously benefit from the existing hierarchies. So what do? Well, they side with the fascists. They fund the fascists, because what do fascists do? They're not real socialists. They're not genuinely interested in class struggle. They're interested in stopping class struggle. Yes, yesterday a video went viral with upper class kids chanting xenophobic slurs. I know, that's how we started this conversation.
The AfD, rather, political party, is gaining in popularity, isn't it, in Germany? What would you put that down to?
So the AfD originally formed as a response to the Eurozone crisis. There are a lot of Germans who do not support the EU, and they don't support Germany's role in the EU. And so now there's a party that represents their interests. There are more popular in East Germany amongst older people who had been socialized under a completely different political system. They lived under communism and an authoritarian regime. So politically, they're a little bit different than West Germans. So it's not surprising that the AfD is a little bit more popular there.
And what do you think it means for the future democracy of Germany, or would that be alarmist to even go there?
What a phenomenally stupid liberal analysis of the situation. I wonder why East Germany would be more susceptible to right-wing populism like this. Oh, I'm sure it's because they grew up under communism. No, perhaps it has something to do with the fact that the material development of East Germany was stunted deliberately in comparison to West Germany. That was beefed up by both the Marshall Plan and American investment. That's it. The reasons as to why there is more reactionary sentiment in East Germany is because East Germany was left behind. This is also false. They're most popular among the population that grew up in the aftermath of the reunification, born around 85, 95.
There.
Currently, I don't think the AfD is going anywhere. However, I don't think they're big
So capitalism brought wealth and communism brought poverty? Yes. That's what I'm saying.
enough currently to ever form a government in Germany. They're still quite small. And the other parties, the mainstream parties, are unlikely to form a government with them. So in the short term, they can make a lot of noise. They have a platform in parliament, but I don't think they're going to have a lot of influence over policymaking.
Okay, Professor Julie Van Dusky, thank you very much.
Only recently, Olaf Scholz was on the cover of Der Spiegel with the quote, "We must finally start to deport in a big fashion." I wonder how saying that shit became more mainstream. Yep. The West will do liberal shock therapy to former communist areas and then blame communism when that shock therapy plays its course. Yes. It's funny, the thing that apparently the girl we saw in the video shared a story where she wrote "Best DJ insult" from Palestine, and instead of the Palestine flag, she posted the flag of Kuwait. She was literally like, "Look at my foreign friend. The guy was just a DJ." Yeah. You should react to Best D Mark's video on Weimar Germany. I have. I'm pretty sure I have. In your opinion, do you think fascism will rise and prevail without resistance since there's no USSR anymore? Do you think, for example, China would be a nation willing to rescue the West? I don't know. I think China is very self-interested. You know? Hold on one second. I have to also look at something here. I guess the USSR was also self-interested, though, in many ways. Hold up. Waiting to get in. Y'all are live. Also join. I'm waiting for my team to get in on Rust. There's a Best D Part 2 called the Gehlen Organization that you didn't watch. Let's see. Leftist uprising took out many fascist regimes without outside help from the USSR. Let's see. How Nazism Survived Germany. We watched How Nazism Survived Germany. Organisation Gehlen. We didn't watch that part, but there was also another thing that I kind of wanted to see. The Betrayal of the German Revolution, Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3. This talks extensively in detail, I suspect, about the whole like liberals betraying KPD, siding with the fascists, and the rise of Nazi Germany. The betrayal of the revolution was what I was talking about. Is the Rus server public? No.
After World War I, Germany was on the brink of a successful proletarian revolution. For many people, this period is known merely as representing a change from the German monarchy to the Weimar Republic. In fact, most people are not even aware that there was a revolution at all. There are videos on the internet about this topic, but there is little deeper analysis of the political forces that were crucial in not only determining the future of Germany, but the future of Europe, and arguably the future of the whole world. Chris Harman says that without understanding this period, one can have but an incomplete understanding of the rise of Adolf Hitler and the massacre of World War II. It is in these years that the swastika entered the political stage as a symbol of reaction, anti-communism, and counter-revolution. It is quite reasonable to hypothesize that if the, at the time, world's second most powerful industrial nation had turned socialist, the rising workers' movement all over Europe could have had a powerful ally to bring about socialism in their own countries, adding to the massive revolutionary flame that had been ignited in Russia. Russia was a relatively backward country in terms of industrial development. The Bolshevik revolutionaries were hoping and even expecting the victory in Germany as a result of a chain reaction, which would benefit them as it wouldn't leave them isolated on the international stage. Their leader, Vladimir